Hey everyone, I'm Josh Rhodes, and today I'm going to talk about Call of Duty Zombies. It's one of the most popular and unique game modes in the Call of Duty franchise. Zombies went from being a secret hidden mode to something that fans loved and looked forward to with every new COD release. But over time, a lot of things have changed, and not all of them are really for the better. So today I'm going to walk you through how it started, what made it great, and why it lost a lot of the magic that it used to have. So the Zombies game mode is relevant for a few big different reasons. Firstly, it shows something amazing can come from developers who are just passionate and want to do something cool. Second, it shows the power of a community and how fans can build a whole culture around a game mode. And thirdly, it reflects what we're seeing more and more in games today. Companies focusing more on making money than making great gaming experiences for the fans. By looking at Zombies, we can learn a lot about what works in games and what causes games to go downhill eventually. So my research question is, how did Call of Duty Zombies rise through mystery and community, and what caused its overall decline? And my thesis is that Call of Duty Zombies became popular because of passionate developers and a community that loved discovering secrets and solving puzzles together. But it started to fall apart when the focus shifted toward making money, rushing development, and breaking the strong connection between the devs and the fans. The mode became less about creativity and more about content drops and store bundles. Zombies first appeared in Call of Duty World at War as a secret unlock after finishing the campaign. It wasn't a planned part of the main game. A small group of developers at Treyarch worked on it in secret because they thought it would be fun. At first, the studio almost didn't include it in the game, but when they did, the players absolutely loved it. The first map, Nocturne on Toten, was small, dark, and mysterious. There was no real explanation of what was going on, just you, some weapons, and endless waves of zombies. The mystery made people want to know more about the mode. And as more maps came out, the story started to grow, and the maps got more and more complex. Players began looking for hidden messages, radio recordings, and Easter eggs. It wasn't just a game mode anymore. It was something that people felt a part of and found that they could connect to with others. One of the biggest reasons that Zombies got so popular was the community surrounding it. Players would stay up all night trying to solve Easter eggs, and YouTubers like Mr. Waffle Waffles and NoahJ456 became famous for posting guides, sharing theories, and helping the community understand the story. There were forums, Discord servers, Reddit threads, and everyone was working together to solve these maps. What made it even better was that the developers saw this and they continued to support it. They hid clues in trailers and maps just for fans to find. That made people feel like the devs were part of the community too. And overall, it felt like we were all in it together, and that made it even more fun for everybody. Things started to change around the release of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. That's when they introduced Gobblegums, which were power-ups that you could buy using your real money. And it added a pay-to-win element that felt unfair for the game mode. Then in Black Ops 4 and Cold War, the problems got even worse. Developers were rushed, the teams were split across multiple games, and the creativity started to disappear. The maps didn't really feel mysterious anymore. Some reused old locations, and others felt like they were just checking boxes just to get it done. And instead of a fun hunt for secrets, it became about unlocking tiers in a battle pass. That connection between players and devs kind of faded, and fans felt like their voices weren't being heard anymore because the company was more focused on making bottom lines and getting the product out than making something that they felt passionate about for the fans and the community. So what are the key things that came up during my research? First, I found that mystery was a huge part of what made Zombies exciting. Secondly, the connection between developers and fans made the mode feel alive. And third, once that connection broke, mostly because of rushed development and a focus on money, the mode lost a lot of what made it special. It became something people bought, not something they explored. That shift overall really hurt the experience and destroyed the game mode throughout its course of history. This whole presentation together, I looked at a mix of academic sources and community-focused stuff. I wanted to understand both how developers approach zombies and how fans reacted to it over time. So first, I used an article by Butterworth, which was basically an oral history that pulled quotes from developers at Treyarch. This helped me get a sense of how Zombies started as this rogue project and how the team had a real passion for building it in secret originally. Then my next one is from Chew, which gave me more of a fan perspective. The article talked a lot about the emotional side of the decline, how longtime players felt like the magic was fading as the new entries focused more on money than mystery. Third, I had an article from Clark and others who wrote about how games can break out of their expected genres. That fit Zombies perfectly because it started inside a military shooter, but ended up being this complex puzzle horror survival thing with its own story, characters, and tone that were completely separate from the initial Call of Duty game. Fourth, I pulled from Berger Helmchen and Cohendet, who focused on the relationship between online communities and game developers. That really helped me explain how Zombies work so well when devs and fans were in sync, dropping hints, decoding Easter eggs, and basically co-creating the experience together. Next, I had an article from Say, which is a bit older, but it talks about player engagement in online games and how people form connections through those games. Even though it's not about zombies specifically, this article helped me explain why the community got so involved in solving puzzles together and why losing that felt like a betrayal to the community overall. Another thing from Hirez et al. Gave me a broader look at how Call of Duty as a franchise evolved and how different parts of it, like Warzone and Zombies, were affected by changes in leadership, business models, and game priorities. It gave good context to the bigger picture, I think. And then finally, I looked at a YouTube video from Marco Style, from 2022 called The Creation, Evolution, and Exhaustion of Call of Duty Zombies. It was a great breakdown of how Zombies changed over the years, and it pointed out the exact games where things started to go downhill. It also showed how some of the original devs left and how newer teams didn't really know the appeal of what made Zombies special. That video helped me confirm a lot of what fans were already saying and tie everything together, in my opinion. So I believe this topic connects a lot of what we talked about in class. It shows how players become part of the story and not just people who show up to play the game. And it shows how devs and fans can build something together. But mostly it also shows what happens when that relationship breaks. When money becomes the main goal, the storytelling, the community, and even the identity of the game can suffer. Zombies is just one example of this, obviously, but this kind of thing is happening all across the gaming industry. So I've been playing Zombies probably ever since about middle school. I remember solving Easter eggs with friends and watching YouTubers talk about the lore and solve puzzles and such, and it was exciting and different from any other game I've ever played. It felt like I was kind of discovering something real, but obviously over time that excitement faded. The newer maps didn't pull me in the same way, and the community kind of felt quieter, and everything really just felt about money. And that's why I say Zombies didn't fail, in my opinion. It was failed and was let down by the people in charge who forgot what made it special in the first place. Sadly, a lot of the community now is torn, and a lot of the figureheads for it are no longer making videos on it or no longer talking about it. Each new map is met with hate from the community, talking about how this isn't like this, or this should be like this old map, or you don't care about the story anymore, which personally I do feel like is true. A lot of the story as well is just rushed and kind of nostalgia baited, just bringing back old characters or random references just to kind of bait the community to like it again like they used to. But I think at its core, I think the problem with Zombies right now is the developers just aren't the same team that originally had that passion for it, and I don't think they'll ever have that same passion that those original developers did. And so we lose out on a lot of that same mystery and a lot of the same intrigue that the old mode had, because the new mode is just there so they can make money, which is obvious because Zombies is one of the highest selling DLC packs of all time and things like that. So sad, but true. So now I want to play an old clip from Call of Duty Zombies back in the day to show you guys what I'm talking about with the mystery in the game mode. This is one of the earliest maps ever made, and this video shows off a secret radio that someone found in the starting room in the map and that they wanted to share with the community online.
Stand up. Stand up! Good. Look at me. Over here. Good. Now walk forward. Excellent. Further. Keep coming. It's all right. Stay there. Now calm down. I order you. Kill it. Bring me another.
So thank you guys for listening. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. My biggest thing for feedback is if I balance my personal experience and my research like points well enough. I feel like sometimes I talk too much from experience and not my actual research. And also, do you think the zombie story reflects other trends in gaming? And lastly, if anyone has any ideas for places I could find more useful zombies info, that'd be great. So any of those things, if you think you could do any of them in the discussion post, let me know. And thank you.